Hello and welcome to this lecture where I'll talk about the 5 essential strategies to boost your App Store rank. My name is Darius Mora and I've been the Chief Marketing Officer at several app companies. For example, at Reflectly, we used ASO together with other marketing strategies to reach 20 million users in the first 3 years of launching the app. ASO is incredibly powerful if you use it right. Most people don't understand how ASO actually works. It does sound similar to SEO, search engine optimization, that's used on the web, but that's where the comparisons stop. ASO is a totally different beast. It is not rocket surgery. I will explain how the variables work, and by the end of the video, you'll understand how to best optimize your app, whether it's iOS or Android. So how does ASO actually work? It is an algorithm that takes a couple of important variables from your app's performance and appearance to understand how to rank you on specific keywords. The whole point of ASO is to show up number 1 on your strategic keywords in the App Store. For example, if you have a yoga app and somebody types in yoga, want to make sure that your app is number 1 at the very top. This is the holy grail of the app world. This is what everybody's striving for, and all successful companies have managed to do this right. If you get that very important real estate of number 1 on the App Store, you have potentially millions of people downloading your app and using it. It's essentially free traffic. What other apps have to pay for advertising to bring in the users, you can get them for free if you just rank number 1 on any specific keyword that you really care about. Mastering ASO really has the power to completely change your business. So the ASO algorithms are complex and they're changing all the time. And that's why I'm sharing with you what works right now. Okay, let's dive into the 5 strategies. Number 1, the keywords in your metadata. So the keywords are all the words that the users are searching when they're looking for an app like yours. You need to find the perfect keywords for you and put them into your title, your subtitle, and your descriptions. Now there are several different ways to do keyword research and find the keywords that are right for you. So at the beginning, if you don't have a huge app, you want to make sure that you find keywords that are pretty high in traffic, but low in competition. So of course, if it would be as easy as just putting a keyword in your title, then every app would do it. And every app does do it. But in order to rank number 1, you need to start low and then you build up to more strategic and more important keywords. Let's take an example of a vegan recipe app. So the most important keywords might be vegan recipe. That's the key phrase. And the biggest app in this category will just have vegan recipes in the title, and then it will get most of the conversions. Now you can't just come in as a new app and put that same keyword in your title and expect to get the same results, because this app is already getting all of those. So you might have to find keywords that are smaller in traffic, so still relevant and similar, but keywords that are not so competitive. So the other competition is not using them because for them, they don't have as much traffic, so they're not as interesting. You might want to go more niche. And so for example, you could look up the keyword raw vegan recipes. Maybe there's a more niche category that doesn't have as much search volume, not as much traffic, but also not as much competition. And so you could put that in your title, for example. You could look at your competition and see what kind of keywords they're using to understand which keywords are important. And you could look at their reviews and see what kind of words and phrases are the people using when they're talking about the app. And finally, the best way to do it is to use an actual tool. So I personally use App Tweak. I'm going to show you how I do keyword research in order to update my ASO. We're covering a lot in this video. So I prepared a cheat sheet. It's a 1-pager with clear instructions and a very simple process that I use to do keyword research, keyword optimization, and then keyword updating within the ASO. So click on the link below. You can download this 1-pager for yourself. It's very simple. You can print it or have it somewhere visible so that when you are doing your keyword research, you don't have to come back and try to find this video. You can just reference this 1-pager, the cheat sheet that will very simply explain to you how to do keyword research, how to find the best ones for you that have high enough traffic but low enough competition. That's the holy grail of the entire ASO. Click the link below, download the cheat sheet, and set yourself up for success. Don't leave this up to chance.
In this section, I'll show you how to do keyword research and apply it to your app. So I personally love App Tweak. It's my favorite tool. Plenty of tools out there. You could use whatever you want, but this is my favorite. I do work with App Tweak, so if you would like to get a discount, you can use the promo code Darius10 altogether. and you'll get 10% off. Now let's dive in. So now we're inside App Tweak, and I've added the 5-minute journal as an app to watch. This is not my app, but it's something that I've been watching. And there's a lot of stuff over here, but we're going to go only do the keyword research. So I'll click on keywords. And as you can see, I don't have any keywords right now to track, but we do have a lot of suggestions. So the first step is to start tracking keywords that might be relevant for us. And see, App Tweak gives us already the metadata suggestions, and I can simply analyze all of those, analyze all of those, analyze all of those. So this is all the keywords from the metadata that App Tweak pulled out, the keywords from the title, subtitle, and the description. We also can take a look at top installs. And so we'll analyze all the keywords that are getting all the installs and ranked keywords. And so let's do analyze all of these as well. We don't have ASO integration and featured stories, and analyze all of those. All right, so that's a good start. We got 160 keywords to begin with. Okay, so I have organized the keywords by rank, meaning how does this app, 5-minute journal, rank on these keywords. And so they rank number 1 on a lot of keywords. As you can see, 5 minutes self-anxiety, happiness tracker, all of these rank number 1. It's a long list. And then number 2, number 3. So this is really, really good. It's a very strong app, as you can see. So if you're starting out, you will not be ranking very high for many keywords, and that's okay when you're starting out, when you're a smaller app. The reason we do keyword research in order to get you over here. And the way you do it is, these are a lot of numbers, but you only care about 2 numbers really. You care about the volume, meaning the traffic, and you care about the difficulty, meaning the competition. So as you can see, this is an indicator between 0 to 100 that shows the level of competition on a keyword. And so ideally, you want high traffic, high volume, and low difficulty, meaning low competition. So if we organize this by volume, you can see 65 is the highest: labs, journal, flow, life, reminders, health, date. Not all of these are relevant. For example, the word start is not relevant for us. Maybe even labs is not relevant. I don't know if life is relevant. Journal is definitely very relevant. So that would be an important one for us to track. It also doesn't have a very high difficulty. The competition is not super high on this particular keyword. And so this would be a really good keyword to target. And the way the process works is that you will find keywords that are somewhere, kind of a good balance between high enough traffic, but low enough difficulty. Low traffic, low difficulty, but high traffic. So for example, manifestation journal could be a really good one. Clarity is a great one. Intelligent change 5-minute journal, that's a good one. And so you would put these keywords into your app. Now, if you put, for example, let's imagine that you would pick manifestation journal as your main keyword, main strategic keyword. If you put this keyword in your app and you're not ranking for it after some time, that means that this keyword is too difficult for you. And so you should go lower in difficulty. So it's already a very easy one, but imagine that the difficulty was higher. You go lower in difficulty. And then once you start ranking for this one, then you can go for a keyword that has more traffic and more competition. And over time, that's the process of essentially becoming number 1 on a high traffic keyword like journal. So this is the process. Again, download the cheat sheet where I explain each step by step, very simply. And you don't have to remember all of this stuff. You can just pull up that resource file for you and have it available at any given time.
Number 2 strategy is your visuals. There are 3 important categories of your visuals: your icon, your images, and your videos. The icon is the first thing that people see on the App Store. When they're looking through the apps, they'll see your icon. It is very, very important. Second one is the images. So it's the actual screenshots of the app. You need to have beautiful, simple images that clearly communicate the value. And you don't have a lot of time. The average download for an app is just a couple of seconds, maybe 10, 20 seconds at the top. So people will go through the App Store very quickly, and you need to communicate the value clearly right away. You have to have clear titles and images at the beginning of the screenshots. From my experience, the videos and app previews are a hit and miss. I've seen for some apps it improves conversions, for some of them it actually hurts. So definitely test it out, but see how it performs. The most important thing about visuals is testing. Nobody in the world will be able to predict which icon or which screenshot is going to perform better. I can't tell you, you won't be able to tell, nobody can tell. You have to test it out. Both Play Store console and the iOS App Store have tools to help you split test, to do A/B testing on two different versions of, for example, icons or screenshots, or the App Store with the video or without video. So absolutely run tests at any given time. You should always be experimenting, always testing, and always improving the conversion rate. Sometimes just changing the color of the icon, the background color, will improve your conversions. So constantly be testing. Number 3 strategy is improving your ratings and reviews. The ratings and reviews are an essential element of the entire ASO puzzle. And so the way you do this, number 1, of course, you build an amazing app that people love. But apart from that, you need to ask for the ratings and reviews at the right time. So make sure that you find a moment, that what I call the wow moment in the app, when they get to discover the important key features and they get the benefit of it. Afterwards, you ask them for ratings and reviews. You also want to make sure that you reply to all the reviews, whether it's positive or negative. The negative is just feedback for you. So make sure that you engage and reply to all the reviews that you're getting. And finally, there is a little strategy that Steve Young from App Masters has shared. You could put the review prompt, when you ask for ratings and reviews, right behind a paywall. So if you have a free app with a subscription base, so right behind the subscription paywall, you could put the ratings and reviews prompt. This seems counterintuitive because people have just subscribed, they haven't actually really used the app. It seems confusing, but this strategy has shown that it improved ratings, the number of ratings and reviews massively. So that's a strategy that you could try out yourself. And strategy number 4 is to use all of the App Store features that are available. So other than the keywords and the metadata and the visual, there's a lot of other elements of the app stores that we could use. And if you use them, it will improve your ASO. So for example, there is promo text on iOS, where you have the opportunity to put in your keywords and update the promo text, which does help the algorithm. We also have in-app events. So within your app, you can run events and you can promote it through the app stores. And all of these things contribute to improving your ASO. As I mentioned previously, you want to make sure to continuously update the ASO, because that action on its own will improve the ASO ranking. So ideally, I like to test new ASO or update it every 2 weeks or every month. From my experience, it takes about 1 week for the algorithm to index the change, and about another week to the change for really to take place and for things to shuffle around in the App Store. So ideally, once every 2 weeks, but you could do it once every month. And it doesn't have to be a massive shift. You could just, move one keyword in your subtitle or add some keywords to the description or test out new screenshots, but continuously improving and updating it and working on it. Using all the available developer tools and all the new features from the app stores actually really helps as well. So you might, for example, remember when the widgets on the iPhone first came out. It was a big feature and Apple was really pushing for developers to use it. Now, the couple of developers that use it at the beginning, at the very release, got massive push from Apple and from ASO, and there was a huge boost in their traffic. So whatever new tool that they are using, as long as, of course, it makes sense within the frame of your app, you should use it. So it might be, for example, using AR features, which Apple is pushing, or widgets, or whatever else they're pushing for Apple developers. If you actually use these new features from Apple, you will get a boost because Apple wants to promote their features. And so they will help you grow more and faster. Final 5th strategy is the actual app performance. And there are 2 important variables. Number 1 is the revenue and the installs. So if you make more money, it will actually help your ASO. At the end of the day, Apple and Google are a business. If you make money, they make money. And so they want to promote apps that make them money. It's very simple. And the same with installs. If you drive more traffic from outside of the App Store, so it could be from ads, for example, or from organic social media, or PR, or blogs, or articles, YouTube, whatever it is, if you bring in more users to the App Store and they download your app, then your ASO will improve. And this is kind of a magic circle, a magic wheel. Once you get it started, it works for you because you bring more traffic, improves your ASO. As you have better ASO and you have better ranking, then you get more organic traffic on the App Store. And it goes bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is how you reach success on the App Store. All right, that concludes our 5 strategies on how to boost your ASO ranking. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned, and I'll see you next time. Of course, if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you later. Ciao.